Okay, Chris, you're good to go. Oh, Chris, your volume's off.
It's okay. I was waiting for the recording to stop anyways and I forgot.
Right? There we go.
Okay, welcome to the Township of Woolwich Committee of Adjustment meeting for August the 18th. Before we start the meeting, I would like to read a land acknowledgement. The Township of Woolwich is located on the lands of the Haldimand Treaty of 1784, within the traditional territories of the neutral people, including but not limited to the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, the Adirondachan, and the Chinantun peoples. This land is part of the district with one spoon wampum belt that extended the union of peace and symbolized an agreement to share and protect resources so that there will be a healthy, long-term, sustainable environment. We acknowledge the Indigenous ancestral guardians of the land and its waterways, the enduring presence and knowledge and philosophies of Indigenous peoples, and recognize their continuing contributions to share this area. Today, many Indigenous peoples continue to call this land home. May we together learn to care for and respect each other and act as stewards of this land that we inhabit. I will remind the committee members and members of the public that this meeting is being recorded and live streamed to the township's YouTube channel. Anyone who is registered to participate in this meeting will be invited to speak in the order of the applications being heard. I will now do a roll call of the committee and staff for the benefit of the public watching this meeting. When I call your name, please wave at your camera and say here or present. I am Chris Fletcher and chairing this meeting. Committee members, Tim Cronin.
I'm here.
Thanks. Linda Dixon.
Present.
Thank you. Steve Hartman.
Present.
And Jeremy Karn is away today, who is also a committee member. Sherman Malloy, planner. Stephen Dykstra, senior planner.
Present.
Aaron Wetzel, assistant secretary treasurer. And Nancy Thompson, secretary treasurer.
Present.
I will now provide an explanation of the procedures for this meeting. Each application will be read by Nancy, and she will ask each applicant to make a brief presentation not to exceed 5 minutes. The committee will be given an opportunity to question the applicant. Any other person who has registered with the recording secretary and is wishing to address an application either for or against will then be given an opportunity to speak. Please make sure you turn on your microphone and video and identify yourself clearly for the recording secretary. After everyone has had an opportunity to speak, the committee will make a discussion or have a discussion on the application. Once discussions of your application is complete, please mute your microphone and turn off the video. You are free to leave the meeting at this time or remain and listen to the applications. Each applicant has 20-day appeal period as required under the Planning Act. In accordance with Bill 23, appeals may only be submitted by the applicant, the municipality, and certain public bodies or specific persons and the minister. The last day of appeal for applications today is being heard today is September 10th, 2025. At this time, I will ask if any committee members, if they will be declaring a pecuniary interest with respect to any of the applications.
No.
No pecuniary interest? Thank you very much. Nancy, can we please proceed with the first application?
Yeah, Chris, just before we get started, I have one other person in the waiting room. I just want to see who they are.
Okay.
Thank you. Hi, Mr. Kennedy, you've joined the Committee of Adjustment meeting. Can I ask which application you're here for?
I am here for the greenhouse.
Greenhouse Road?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the second application. So I just ask you to put yourself on mute until we get to that application.
Yeah, and our planner will be dealing with this. I'm just observing.
Okay, got it. Yes, Emily's already here. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So the first application this evening is minor variance application A11 2025 from Mad West Breslaw Limited and Woolwich South Holdings Limited for the properties located at 231 Woolwich Street South, 110 and 118 Meadow Street, and 33, 37, and 38 Maters Lane, which form part of draft plan of subdivision 30T 20701. The lands are zoned mixed residential zones R5A, R6A, R7A, open space O2 with site-specific regulations, and are currently vacant residential subdivision lands. The applicant has received zoning and subdivision approval for development of the subject lands and is requesting relief from section 4.34 of zoning bylaw 26-2024 to permit an uncovered landing in the required side yard with a minimum setback of 0.3 meters, whereas a minimum side yard setback of 0.6 meters is required. The variance is requested for all single detached lots within draft plan of subdivision 30T 20701, but will only be applicable to the side yard entrance to an approved additional dwelling unit. And Ryan Chin is here from Mad West to speak to the application. Ryan?
Hi there. I think the Township of Woolwich is providing the presentation on the actual application, but I'm here on behalf of the owner. My name is Ryan Chin, Manager of Land Development at Madison, and I'm just here to provide my support for the staff report and make myself available for any questions that you may have. Thanks.
Okay, usually the applicant presents their own report. Is there some confusion between planning staff and the applicant?
Yeah, I guess I was under the impression that
They will be
that
given an opportunity to present their own report if they have anything further to add after you present your application. Sherwin or Stephen, were you going to present this application or is it up to the applicant?
We were depending on the applicant to provide
That's good enough. Yep.
a synopsis.
Okay, so Ryan, deep breath and you can continue on.
Sure. I can go over the variances that we were being requested. So like Nancy was saying is we are requesting a reduction to the minimum side yard setback for a landing that is required for the main entrance to an additional dwelling unit. This came up through review with the building department. As a requirement of the building code, we are required to provide a 9x9 landing from the main entrance of an additional dwelling unit. So from the building code, a landing, which is just an area that you step out onto, is I guess it's they call it an obstruction, but it's just that's where you measure the setback from. So when you take the minimum side yard from our dwelling unit is 1.2 meters. When you take that 9 meters, there isn't the additional 6 meters left from a landing area. And that's why we were requesting that 3. So when you take 9 and then the 0.3 meters, that gives you the 1.2 minimum setback from the structure. I hope I explained that okay. I wasn't fully expecting to be presenting today, but that is the variance that is being requested today.
Okay, do committee members have any questions of the applicant on the information he has presented? Mr. Cronin. Tim, I'll call you.
Tim's good. Thanks, Ryan. I'm a little concerned about the application, and we're going for like 300 lots plus or minus. on this. So my concern with the reducing the setback is access to the rear yard, and they're making a requirement here that we put risers up and back. So I guess these are for ADUs or additional dwelling units. So the design is going to allow for access to the rear yard for lawnmowers, whatever else is necessary, like without knowing the opposite side. This is being taken into account with this, like there's not much space to start with, but they are taking it into account for rear yard access.
Sure, I can speak to that. So the landing area is, lack of a better word, it's an imaginary square, right? It's just where someone is stepping out of a door to, land onto grade. So our architect has, put a lot of work and care into having the side door entrance step out onto grade. So there actually isn't any risers that would be required. That portion of the variance is theoretically, if there was a raised platform, there would be risers on each side, so someone could step up onto the landing and then step off the landing to go to the backyard. So the requirement for the risers is, I guess, if you're looking at a lot north-south, let's say a riser would be on the north, a riser would be on the south, so someone can theoretically step up onto that riser, step down onto the riser to get to the backyard. But again, all of our side door entrances, the landing area is at grade. So you step out onto the door and it would be at grade. So no risers would actually be required.
Thank you. Just follow up there. You said side door. The note here is this is for the primary entrance. So there's going to be a front entrance and this is just going to be a side door, or is this the primary entrance to the building, or could be either one?
No, so we have a side door entrance for the ADU. We also have a walk-up condition for the ADU as well in the rear yard. In discussion with Township of Woolwich Building Department, they were not willing to accept the walk-up entrance from the rear yard as the primary entrance, and they they determined that the side door entrance is the primary entrance to the ADU unit.
Thank you for the comments.
Yeah, no problem.
Any other questions of the applicant at this time? Okay, I don't see anything else. Sherwin or Stephen, do you have any presentation that you wish to do with respect to your report?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't have a presentation for this this application. The applicant has provided a synopsis of what they're requesting, and staff is recommending approval subject to the conditions put forth. I don't know if Stephen has anything to add.
No, I think amongst Ryan's presentation and Sherwin and the report, I think it adequately addresses our concerns and outlines the minor variance and the rationale for why we would be supporting the minor variance.
Okay, any questions of township staff, committee members? I just have one question, Sherwin and Stephen. Considering that this had its own change application, was there no consideration about this type of housing perhaps infringing on the side yard requirements when zoning was considered?
I'll answer this one. I think Ryan sort of answered this a little bit during his his presentation there, that it was only sort of found when we were doing sort of the details of the buildings and the new ADU requirements, that we sort of found that there was this minor anomaly in terms of the setback to a landing. The landing is a requirement by the Ontario Building Code for the ADUs. And so, yeah, it was just something we didn't really foresee, as it was a very a nuanced item. And yeah, it wasn't. So yeah, we just didn't see it when we were assembling the zoning bylaw at the time.
Okay.
Maybe I can elaborate on that a little bit more, Stephen, if that's okay. The walk-up basement that we have in the back that goes to the ADU, that does have that 9x9 landing. And I think through the preparation of our zoning bylaw, we anticipated that the walk-up basement in the backyard would serve as the primary entrance. And like Stephen was saying, through review of with the building department, it was determined that the side door would be the primary entrance, or classified as the primary entrance.
Okay. It just is a shame that you had a zone change and then it didn't do everything that you wanted it to do. So, and I can understand that happens from time to time, but you've already gone through one process and you would have liked to probably have had this result at that stage, but it's the way it is. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. We do try to capture everything, but yeah, as sometimes there's nuances to the OVC that we don't always see at the time of building the zoning bylaw. And as Ryan said, yeah, they had planned for the primary entrance as being in the rear yard, but the interpretation from our chief building official was that I believe that the first or the closest access is considered to be the primary versus the other any other access. So it was an interpretation of the OBC during the review of the buildings that really led to this. So yeah. Trust us. We don't really like going to minor variances either at this point, but it's an element that needed to be addressed prior to the applicant going further in their application.
Okay, thank you very much for the clarification on that. Nancy or Aaron, is there anyone further to speak on this application?
There is not, Chris. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So committee members, how would you like to deal with this application? Stephen Hartman.
If there's no further questions, I am in support of it, so I would make a motion.
Okay.
All right, I would move that minor variance application A11 2025 Mad West Breslau Limited and Woolwich South Holdings Limited concerning the subject property described as 231 Woolwich Street South, 110 and 118 Minnow Street, and 33, 37, and 38 Maters Lane, Breslau, draft plan of subdivision 30T-2701, requesting relief from section 4.34 of the zoning bylaw to permit an undercovered landing that is less than 1.2 meters in height from the average grade in an interior side yard with a minimum setback of 0.3 meters, whereas a minimum interior side yard setback to the landing of 0.6 meters is required. Be approved subject to the following conditions as noted, A, B, and C.
Thank you. Is there a seconder for that motion? Linda Dixon, thank you very much. Any further discussion, committee members? All in favor? Anyone opposed? None. So it's carried. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you. I'd just like to remind you that the appeal period ends on September 10th, 2025. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Nancy, the next applications.
Thanks, Chris. The next applications are consent applications B2, 3, and 4 for Lowland Greenhouse Road GP Limited or LTD at 1747 Greenhouse Road. The property is zoned employment zones EM5 and EM6 and contains an office building and warehouse slash logistics building. The applicant is proposing to sever 3 vacant parcels of land from the property at 1747 Greenhouse Road as follows. Consent application B2 2025 being parcel A to sever a vacant parcel of land consisting of approximately 1.4 hectares with 77 meters frontage on Greenhouse Road. Consent application B3 2025 being parcel B to sever a vacant parcel of land consisting of approximately 2.7 hectares with 146 meters frontage on Cramp Road. And consent application B4 2025 being parcel C to sever a vacant parcel of land consisting of approximately 3.6 hectares with 161 meters frontage on Cramp Road. The proposed retained lands will consist of approximately 2.3 hectares at the corner of Greenhouse Road and Cramp Road and will retain all of the existing buildings. And Emily Elliott is here as the consultant from MHBC on behalf of the property owners. Emily, you had a presentation. The screen is shared if you want to pull that up.
Great, thank you very much. There we go. Sorry about that. Having a hard time seeing the button. All right, thanks, Nancy, and good evening or good afternoon, I guess, still chair and members of the committee. My name is Emily Elliott, and I'm with MHBC Planning, and I'm the applicant for the consent applications on behalf of Lowland Greenhouse Road GP Ltd. And Tim Kennedy, one of the owners, is here as well today. I'd just like to start by thanking staff for their thorough report and the assistance with this matter. We've reviewed the report and agree with the recommendation for approval and with the proposed conditions. Just have a brief presentation that I'll share tonight and then would be happy to answer any questions. So the subject lands are approximately 10 hectares. They have 194 meters of frontage on Greenhouse Road and 482 meters of frontage on Cramp Road. They currently contain a 1-story office building and a 2-story warehouse building, and the remainder of the lands are used for agricultural purposes. There is a small unevaluated wetland central to the site and a portion of a provincially significant wetland at the northeast corner. The lands are designated Employment 1 and Employment 2 in the official plan, and they are within the Breslau secondary plan area, with the preferred land use plan proposing to redesignate the lands as medium-high residential. The lands are currently zoned for employment purposes. The portion of the lands fronting on Greenhouse is zoned EM6, and the remainder is zoned EM5, but the zoning in both of those permits dry industrial uses. There are 3 consent applications that are filed for these lands, and the intent is to sever the site into 3 new parcels for future development, and those parcels are just shown on the screen here. And Nancy did describe them as we started out. So parcel A is the 1.4 hectare parcel along Greenhouse. Parcel B is central to the site. It's 2.7 hectares and has frontage on Cramp. And parcel C is 3.6 hectares and also has frontage on Cramp. Parcel C also contains the portion of the provincially significant wetland as well as the required 30-meter buffer. So that's fully contained within parcel C. The retained lands are the portion of the site that contains the existing buildings, and it's about 2.3 hectares. As I said at the outset, there's a small wetland in the center of the site, and it has been reviewed by NRSI, and a permit for removal was filed with the GRCA, and that's in process separately. So there'll be no impact on that wetland as a result of the consent applications. The applications address the severance policies in the township official plan and are zoning compliant. And there's no development proposed on any of the severed parcels as part of these applications. Any future development will be required to go through the appropriate Planning Act application, including at a minimum site plan approval, and that's referenced in the conditions of approval as well. The proposed severance applications are, in this case, specifically related to lot creation, and so they won't impact the feasibility for any of the properties to develop in the future. So I'm here tonight to respectfully request that the committee approve the application subject to the conditions that staff recommended. And I'd be pleased to answer any questions at this time.
All right. Thank you for that last slide because it helps to clarify in my mind where that wetland was. So thank you very much for doing that. Members of the committee, do you have any questions to the applicant? And if we could maybe stop sharing now so I can see all the people. Thank you. Any questions? Steve Hartman.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, who do you see as potential purchasers then of these lots?
Sure. Through the chair, the purchaser could be, we don't have a potential purchaser at this point. It could be a purchaser looking to capitalize on the new land use designation that's proposed through the secondary plan for residential. Like I said, they're zoned for dry industrial at this point, but there is the preferred land use plan for Breslau. So there's some options here for a future development.
Okay, and then just follow up, who determined the size of the lots? 4 lots versus 6 lots, or?
Sure. In consultation with the owners, we determined the size of the parcels. The parcels are large enough to allow to meet the minimum requirements of the zoning bylaw and also to allow for some consideration of future development.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other further questions from committee members? Tim Cronin.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. You note in your comments there that the wetland area was only in parcel C. I see it on the map of the one they present to us that it's also included in parcel B. So the buffer should be required in both parcel B and C. Do you concur with that?
Through the chair, the wetland that's shown in the GRC comments as central and being, oh, sorry, let me just share my screen again. Are you talking about the wetland at this corner?
Well, I'm showing at the corner. I'm just reviewing the mail out that I was given that also shows it going partially through B there as well. It shows that 30 meter there.
It maybe is the line on the mail out. So the wetland is entirely within parcel C. So this line here is the rear of parcel B. So it's an irregular lot because the provincially significant wetland is fully within parcel C.
Oh, that's the lot line, the black line I'm looking
yeah.
at. That's not the buffer zone. So the lot, you got an irregular lot line to keep all the wetland within one parcel.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Any further questions? The applicant? Okay, Stephen Dykstra or Sherwin, do you have any comments that you may want to make with respect to your report?
Thank you, Madam Chair. There is a change to the report that I'm requesting be redacted, and that is the easements. There are no proposed easements for this application, so wherever it says easements, I'm requesting that it gets redacted from the report, as well as the 30-meter buffer in clause D of condition 1 for application BO2 2025 and BO3 2025 as it will not be applicable. As Emily just pointed out, it's only in application BO4 2025. Thank you.
Okay, so take out easement, just so I'm clear, take out easement any place that's in any part of the report.
That's correct. There's no
And
easement.
take out item D and consent application B03/2025.
B02 slash 2025 and B03 slash 2025. And that would be clause D of condition 1.
I'm skimming through my pages, Sherwin, so if you could just bear with me, I want to make sure that I'm on the right one.
Not a
Could you
problem.
give me the page number for where we're taking it out?
Page 1. And this is in regards to the clause, correct?
Yes, about the 30 meters. So clause 1D.
Correct.
Okay, so on page 1, and then again on page 3, 1D.
That's correct.
And then the one where it's being left is for on page 5, correct?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay, all right. Is everybody clear from the committee?
Plus the easements. Item
Yes, the
6.
easements throughout.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, any further questions of staff, Tim?
Oh, just wondering then, are you going to renumber the conditions or are you going to just go with go B, C, E?
We'll
or-
automatically allow them to be renumbered if we take them out.
Okay, all I want to thank you.
Yep.
So are you wanting them taken out through the motions? Or
I
are we
just think it would
assuming-
probably,
Or are we assuming that they're already redacted?
so staff have suggested that they need to be redacted. I think it's up to the committee to redact them.
Yeah, just clarifying.
No problem. Okay, any further questions to staff? Okay, seeing none, Nancy, is there anyone here that wants to speak to this application?
No, there's no members of the public. As Emily noted, both of the property owners were here, but I believe they've indicated they didn't need to add anything additional at this time.
Okay, thank you. So committee members, how do you wish to deal with this application? Linda
Go ahead.
Dixon.
I was going to say, go ahead, Tim, if you want to.
Oh, no, I like your voice.
No, thanks. Thanks. All right, I will give this a stab here. So we'll do these one at a time then, given what we're dealing with, the changes. Consent application B2, 2025 Low Greenhouse Road GP, concerning the property known municipally as 1747 Greenhouse Road in Breslau, to sever a parcel of land in the EM-5 and EM-6 zone having an area of approximately 1.4 hectares and a frontage of 77.5 meters along Greenhouse Road be approved, subject to a number of conditions. First of all, condition 1, as set out in the staff report, with the exception of item D, that the owner applicant provide a 30-meter buffer to the provincially significant wetland at the northeast corner of the property to the satisfaction of the GRCA, be removed as a condition. And further, gotta find it now. Bear with me. I did see him. I believe, and staff, correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but I believe removing item number 6 from the conditions, that a letter of undertaking be provided by the applicant's lawyer that new lots and easements created under, or should we just say that a letter of
Easements.
undertaking be provided by the applicant lawyer that new lots created through consent applications B2 2025 to B4 2025 will be registered simultaneously following registered of the development agreement?
Correct.
Is that the one that we're looking for?
Yeah, we're just taking reference to the easement. out.
Easement.
Yeah,
Easement,
thank
yeah.
you.
And does that cover that offer, both of you?
There's also in condition 1 as well. It says accompanying
Oh,
and accompanying
yeah.
easements. I
in the-
do have a report already redacted. Would it be helpful if I share that?
That would be very helpful.
Okay.
To read it then. essentially that one you have covered, Linda, with redaction
Okay,
of the
so
two
we're good
sets
with
of
this
words
one?
and the, yeah, if,
And covered
That's
off the
the moment.
easement on that one as well too?
mhm.
That's correct. Yeah, so we've done the first one, so I'm gonna move on to the second one. Is that okay?
Okay, well,
Let's just
let's,
finish
yeah,
off the
let's
first
finish off
one
the first
first,
one
and then we'll move
first.
to the second one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so if we've got it all for the first one, is there a seconder for that motion?
I would.
So, I've talked about item 6 and then also continuing on with items 7 through 9 as indicated in the staff report.
Okay.
You
All right.
approved it.
Thank you, Linda. And Stephen Hartman is going to second that motion. Any further questions?
Okay. Great.
Okay. All in favor? Tim, I can't see you, so I'm
Oh.
having to scroll. So thank you.
Sorry, I approve.
Just because we're sharing the screen and I'm on my laptop right now. So everybody was in favor, so none opposed, and that's carried. Linda, do you want to continue on?
Thank you very much.
Sure, Madam Chairman. So, consent application B3 2025, lowland greenhouse road GP concerning the subject property known municipally as 1747 Greenhouse Road in Breslau to sever a parcel of land in the EM-5 zone having an area of approximately 2.7 hectares and a frontage of 146.4 meters along Cramp Road be approved, subject to a number of conditions as set out in the revised staff report. In condition 1, removal of the wording and accompanying easements. And then under condition 1, item D, that the owner applicant provide a 30-meter buffer to the provincially significant wetland at the northeast corner of the property to the satisfaction of the GRCA also be removed. And then further, item 9, just 9.
Yep.
The letter of undertaking by the applicant's lawyer that the new lots created through consent applications B02 to 0425 will be registered simultaneously following registration of the application of the development agreement.
Okay, do we have a seconder for B0325, 2025?
I can second that one if you can see me.
I can see you now. Now I lost Stephen though, so that's okay. Tim Cronin, all in favor?
In favor.
None opposed. Thank you very much. It's carried.
Okay, and then the final application, consent application B4 2025, again, low greenhouse road GP concerning the subject property known municipally as 1747 Greenhouse Road in Breslau to sever a parcel of land in the EM-5 zone having an area of approximately 3 hectares and a frontage of 161.3 meters along Cramp Road be approved, subject to the now, hold on. 9 conditions that are set out in the revised staff planning report, with the exception that we are removing the wording in item 1 and accompanying easements. And then in item 9, we are removing the wording and easements.
Okay, a seconder for that motion.
And I will second that one as well.
Thank you, Tim. Any further questions about the motion? Okay, all in favor? None opposed? That motion is carried.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I want to remind the applicant that the last day of appeal expires on September 10th, 2025. Thank you for participating in the meeting, Emily. And guess the Kennedys who are not speaking, which is fine.
Thanks, and have a great night.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's all we have for the applications this evening. So then we have the minutes from the special
Yep.
meeting on August 5th.
Correct. Councillor Hartman, you had your hand up. Move the
Yeah.
minutes.
I would move the minutes of August 5th, 2025 as written.
Okay, and Tim
I will
Cronin
second.
seconding. All right, all in favor? That's carried. So is there anything further that we need to discuss?
I have nothing to add to the meeting. We'll be sending out the September applications.
And you told
Probably
us
by
how
the end of
many
this
you had
week.
last month, but I can't
Yeah,
remember what
we
it
have
is.
three variants. We were wavering on a fourth, but we still only have 3 variance applications.
Good. I'm
Okay.
away, Nancy, that day.
Stephen is away, and I think that's it. Yep. Yep. So we still have quorum, so we should be good.
All right. I don't know about you. Is it cooler at home right now? I'm at the cottage and it's very cool here today.
Yeah, it's been noticeably cooler, which has been nice.
It's a nice temperature today.
Yeah. Yeah.
23, I think.
Yeah, it's only 20 up here, so that's fine. It was so hot last week, so yeah. All right, so thank you very much for your attendance today, folks, and we'll see you in September.